In the first column is the absorption of that sample. The second column would be the concentration of total glycerin. And the third column is the coefficient of variation, or the variability when taking two readings. At this point, our concentration is 0.034. And remember, we did a 1 to 10 dilution of the biodiesel sample, so the final total glycerin would be 0.34% over the accepted ASTM limit. Let's look at our very pale sample, much more typical of what you might expect for a biodiesel sample that is high quality. We will read this sample. This will be our sample number 2. And this concentration, in fact, is 0.004. For a 1 to 10 dilution, that's a resultant 0.04% total glycerin. Excellent, high quality biodiesel with low total glycerin. So we have learned how to set the heat block, use the instrument and printer, and use our test kit and pipetters to measure total glycerin in biodiesel test samples. These measurements can be made any way, any time during the reaction, even with catalyst present and even with water and methanol present. So you can truly monitor your reaction as well as measure total glycerin in your storage tanks over time to look at quality and stability changes on storage. The other tests are going to be run exactly the same way, and protocol cards are provided for every test that is present with this test equipment. Different test kits are required for free fatty acid. The detection reagent is different. The prep reagent or diluent is the same. Free fatty acid has its own set of calibrators and controls. In order to calibrate this instrument, what we would do is exactly what we did to run a sample. We would set up a tube for each one of our calibrators. We would transfer 25 microliters of that calibrator into a labeled tube with the same label, and we would run it just the way we did the biodiesel diluted sample. These do not require any further dilution. Once they're in the tube, we add the detector, we cap them, we invert them, and we let them heat. And then we run them on a run function instead of a stat function. So as you can see, it's very easy to calibrate, and once it's calibrated, it's very easy to, ongoing throughout the day, be able to run total glycerin and check your reaction completion. All of the equipment that is here comes with the test platform, including the disposables and the initial kits to set up your methods and begin running free fatty acid or acid value, as well as free and total glycerin. As you can see, the Saftest biodiesel testing methods are extremely easy. The equipment is very compact and benchtop, and the results are very accurate and repeatable. This is an easy method to use to measure the critical parameters in your process of producing biodiesel: incoming feedstock, free fatty acid, and free and total glycerin during your process, acid value in finished biodiesel. I think that if you will practice the methods as we've gone through it in the training a couple of times and run a few samples, you will find that in fact it is an easy, rapid method that can either replace your GC for routine testing or used as an adjunct to GC or outside lab testing.